Hey guys, what's up? This is another League of Legends post-gameplay commentary. Um, I was planning to get back to doing live gameplay commentaries, but I started back up in Ranked. So this is a ranked game. And I just didn't want to right off the bat go straight into live gameplay commentaries for ranked. So for now, if I do ranked games, they'll probably be post-game commentaries. Um, in this game, I'm Garen top. Yep. Versus Tryndamere. Tryndamere is a scary matchup, but this Tryndamere doesn't have Ignite. I do, so I'm relatively confident. Unless he gets lucky with crits early on, I can all-in him and kill him pre-6. Here, we're expecting Ivern ganks, so we're just trying to defend. Forces Ivern to go Stars blue, so he's going to steal red. Our Lucian did connect buy items and immediately DC, so was a little worried about that. Starting Cloth Armor versus Tryndamere. My runes are Crit Chance red, Scaling Armor per level, or Scaling Armor yellow, Scaling Magic Resist blues, and Flat 80 quints. I was just trying to make a all-around Garen page so that I can maximize my rune pages. I have Storm Raiders Surge. But yeah, so I only have 3 rune pages. So I'm trying to keep them open just in case of like autofill and stuff. So I've tried to condense my Garen page down into one. As you can see, I've crit him 3 times now, I think, and so we've gone relatively even in trades, which is a good thing because I have Ignite. He does not. Right, here you go. He all-ins me for who knows why. Yeah. If you're at 200 HP versus a opponent with Ignite who has decent burst, don't go dashing into their minion wave. We do have support Heimerdinger this game, so little excited to see that. So yeah, there you go, first blood. Nice and simple. Then it's back to mostly just farming. Like, versus Tryndamere, I don't want to play too aggressive. I just make sure to trade whenever he fights me. But I'm not really looking to all-in him at the moment. My typical build versus Tryndamere is Sunfire into Ninja Tabby into Thornmail. He's one of the few people who I really heavily itemize against just because you don't want him snowballing. Nocturne comes in for a gank. This isn't... He flashes, which you know is good and all, but Tryndamere did have his flash up, so it wasn't really worth it. Then comes the problem where Ivern is up a level, Nocturne sticks around and keeps trying to fight him. Like, I'm trying to get to Tryndamere, but yeah, Nocturne and I were forcing that way too hard. Gets Nocturne killed, gives Tryndamere a red buff. At this point, I was relatively confident that I had lost lane, just because red buff Tryndamere is so scary. So yeah, first by Ninja Tabby, because I could afford it, and to kill almost any kill pressure Tryndamere has, but he has red buff, so that is still scary. Farm. I do have a level lead on Tryndamere, so I'm looking to, as soon as I get level 6, all-in him and kill him before he has ult. Max and Q against him so that I can get the burst, proc my Storm Raiders, and get out before he can return trades. Shoving him into tower to bounce the wave back towards me and to try and get level 6. Here I don't want to play too greedy, just in case of Ivern. I start heading towards Nocturne, just in case Ivern came to help Victor. Just keep poking Tryndamere. I am almost level 6, so I'm getting ready to jump in and kill him. And here you go. I have level 6. He is villain because he killed Nocturne. I spin in, ults ignite him. He does heal, so he survives. But you're about to see a big mistake that you shouldn't be making. So if you're that low, you want to recall because you're just going to get died like this. There you go. Super easy. Yeah, there was no reason for him to come back. So, yep, there you go. I'm now in the lead again in my lane, still up in levels. So now I can start looking to bully him. I got my Bomby Cinders so that I can endlessly shove Tryndamere into lane and stop him from, or shove him into tower and stop him from split pushing. Here you go. You see, I'm winning trades against him. And yep. So once he starts getting to the point where he could try and ult and all-in me, I back off because I don't want. I'm relatively confident he can ult and all-in me. And yeah, I want to avoid that because right now I have the lead. Whenever my ult's up, I've got to look to try and kill him with my ult. The difficult thing about Tryndamere is good Tryndameres will time their ultimate perfectly to stop your ult. But, you'll see soon the trick I have to get around. Okay, so you saw right there. What I did was, so he can't ult through crowd control, but here's what happens though, is if you ult sooner than people normally would expect you to, then you can usually surprise them and kill them without their ult. I mean, that was pretty low, so a good Tryndamere would have ulted anyway. But yeah, so your goal is to look to ult at the maximum HP you can and just try and burst them down as fast as possible and surprise them away from using their ult. Also, the nice thing about maxing Q on Garen is people don't expect the burst because they're too used to your spin just shredding them early on. Just back up the lane. More farming. I ward C Ivern, so I just back up. And here you go. This is how to handle tower dives. So right now, I'm spinning, just trying to kite him. Here you go. I silence Tryndamere so that he can't spin to follow me, and pop my ignite on him so that once his ult ends, he'll die. So there you go. There's a free kill. Now I sit here baiting Ivern because Nocturne's ult is up, and I see him coming up the river. So all I have to do is keep Ivern here, which, you know, Ivern gets really greedy. And there you go. A second free kill. Whoops, wrong button. Okay. Shove in this tower. Going to want to take First Blood Tower now because Tryndamere has no teleport. They're both dead. I have red buff to help push. That's another reason to max Q is it lets you push down towers faster. You push waves slightly slower, but it's more important to be able to damage the tower faster than it is to just kill the wave and get to the tower. Because this lets me do a lot more damage than the minions would be doing in a shorter time frame, so I don't have to stay overextended for as long while damaging towers. Yep. Just, I have red buff, so I'm looking to bully this Tryndamere. There's no reason really for me to be grouping right now, so just keep split pushing. At this point, I'm 2 levels up on Ivern and Tryndamere, and I see Ivern bot lane, so I'm relatively confident I can just duel whoever. Nocturne gets into this gank, or gets into a fight with Tryndamere. That wasn't really a good idea, but I have red buff and pushing on top tower, so I'm about to get a ton of damage on it. Also, I know that Tryndamere has no ult, so I'm also looking for him. And right there, if I had my cooldowns up, I probably would have ult him. Here you go, looking to kill him. He heals just as I'm ulting, but it does secure me tower, so it's fine. Ivern comes in, gets super greedy because I can just kill the tower, spin on him. This is really greedy on my part. But yeah, so I'm just focusing Ivern as hard as possible to secure that kill. I should have ult-in Tryndamere too because I should have remembered his ult was still down, but I got too scared and backed off, so that's fine. So I got Sunfire second item. Now, because of how fed I am, rather than going straight for Thornmail, I'm going for a Yumu's Ghostblade second. Normally against Tryndamere, I wouldn't do this, but I'm so fed. Okay, there was a terrible play there. I should have gone and finished up the Twitch, but I thought my Vladimir was going to get him, so Vladimir dies. That was completely my fault. Ended up being 1 for 1 instead of just a free kill. So, as long as your lane opponent is villain, you can split push as much as you want because it's impossible for them to fight you. Like, what's he going to do when my ult can do half his life? So, I see them fighting over Dragon and Ivern's mid lane, so I'm just going to go and hurt top lane. My team gets Dragon and kills Victor. Unfortunately, Twitch makes a good roam here, and Ivern's coming up now. So, and here, I completely screw up. I misclick on the plant, and I just flub everywhere and get myself killed. I mean, I wasted a decent amount of time, but yeah. That was a pretty bad play. But my team does get mid tower, so that's okay. And they actually survive. I mean, minus Vlad. Nocturne engages when he has no mana. Gives away a free kill. So now I'm headed to get Rift Herald now because if you're this bad and you can split push and burst so hard, that's basically what Rift Herald is for, is to burst and split push, and so that's exactly what I'm doing this game. So it's just increasing the effectiveness of my playstyle I'm already doing. Also, people rarely contest Rift Herald, so it's usually relatively free. So now I'm looking to Q burst ult Tryndamere. Ready? So here you go. Ult him from a higher health than he was expecting. I mean, he also had no ult, so it didn't matter there, but I probably could have just Q and immediately ulted rather than starting a spin on him. Just keep pushing top because Tryndamere is dead, and I see I saw them all on the map, so I'm going to get free top tower. Unfortunately, Tryndamere and Ivern respawn too soon for me to continue taking anything. And at this point, I can't really 2v1 them. And also, Victor and Soraka come up to cut my exit. So, I got an inhibitor turret and died. I think I would say that's worth. It's definitely not ideal, but it worked out in the end. Now I am going for my Thornmail next because it basically Sunfire Thornmail shuts down Tryndamere. He's useless against you at that point. Now I'm going to split push bot lane, even though top lane is open because Baron is alive now. And because they have a top inhibitor down, I was telling my team that if they send 2 or 3 people bot lane, I just need them to run straight towards the inhib and take it. Because I could stall for a while, if not picking up kills and stuff. Here, Twitch is their scariest member, so I'm trying to look to get pick on Twitch. Instead, I just keep him busy bot lane. And so you'll see, I don't think I ever actually kill him, but here I am just chasing him around. And here, I try and ult in him. Would have killed him. Soraka heals him twice. Yeah, so Soraka saves him, but he did have to use both of his summoner spells, and now I get free tower. And the 80 carry summoner spells are worth more than your summoner spells. Keep that in mind. Go for Mountain Drake because they're really good. Here I am waiting because I can one-shot people who try and face check into Dragon. So I am going to protect this choke and just wall them off of Dragon to prevent steals. Here, focus Twitch because he's villain. I completely one-shot him. Yeah, that's what Yumu's does on Garen. Here, I'll go back and do that fight and slow down. Okay, so here you go. I'm protecting this area to kill anyone who face checks and to prevent potential steals. I'm waiting because I know Twitch is around here. And so, here, I see Raka use her thing. Wait, here, this is actually really important. So, I'm also looking to flank because I can get on Twitch and kill him. So Ray, when Raka uses her thing, I could see where Twitch was because you can see where the buff goes. So now I just jump straight onto Twitch and one-shot him. That's simple. That's Garen's job in a team fight. He's similar to, well, if you're going damage Garen, he's similar to an assassin. But usually you want to either focus the carry or focus your villain. Fortunately, Twitch was both. I didn't even need my ultimate to kill him. Here, I'm tanking the tower so that we don't lose our one minion. Also because because they only have Twitch and Tryndamere up, not really at risk of dying. Get a second inhib. Here, we back off to buy, and I finished my Thornmails, and I am going for a Infinity Edge next, just because of how fed I am. Infinity Edge is a great item on Garen if you're fed. It'll just make you deal obscene amounts of damage. And I'm already extremely tanky, so I don't really need to worry about that. We go get Twitch. Here, I didn't want to steal the kill from Nocturne, but then he backs off to give me it. And so there's a little bit of confusion. Fortunately, Twitch doesn't get away off of that. And so now, I'm pressuring bot lane so that my team can go get Baron. And if they go to try to stop Baron, I'm going to take their inhibitor tower. If they keep someone to stop me, my team will kill whoever goes to Baron. So, and they're down a member. Like, they don't have enough people to allocate to different parts of the map. There, I was checking because on my map it showed blue buff was up. The bush is warded, so I leave it. And here I am. I'm recalling now to finish up my Infinity Edge because your damage potential is crazy. Now, I'm having my team go bot lane and push that tower because they can take it down a lot easier than I can. And instead, what I'm trying to do is top lane's going to respawn soon. So I'm going to take that, but also with my Baron buff, I want to push these 2 waves, so they have to back up to the Nexus instead. So here, they all go to my 3 teammates, they kill Heimerdinger, and look what Nocturne and I are doing. Like, there's just 2 of us with 2 super waves, and Baron buff in their base, and the enemy team kept focusing our 3 teammates. So yes, our 3 teammates died, but we're ending the game. Here I know Tryndamere has no ult, so I just one-shot him. Got buffer my KDA. And there you go. This was a ranked Garen gameplay. Thanks for watching. Heptastrike signing out.